Hello everybody, War Wizard here. Today I'm going to be making a tier list. So, I messed up. I accidentally muted my mic partway through my recording. And this is what I've gotten done so far. So I will go over it really quick. Scorpion, S tier. I don't think he's top 5, but he's definitely one of the best. Really good long range, good damage, great mix-ups if you use Pharah. Really good stuff with Jax, Madame Bo. Scorpion's a really good character. Johnny Cage, I put him in A tier. He's still one of the best in my opinion, probably like top 8 or something like that. I don't think he's busted anymore. He's been nerfed plenty of times. They nerfed his plus frames a lot. He doesn't have nowhere near as many, and they're not as plus. They nerfed the startup frames on a lot of his mix-ups. He doesn't get you free wins anymore. He's definitely still really good, though. He's probably the best up-close, in-your-face character in the game. Kenshi, after his nerfs, I don't think he's S tier anymore. It's a combination of he's hard to use, but also his nerfs. So I feel like people put the time in Kenshi and learn the Sento combos and stuff like that aren't easy. But now, after the nerfs, they're like, what's the point? There's better characters than him that are way easier to play. Kung Lao. Sector, Goro, Sonya, they make him one of the best characters in the game, I feel like. Really good mix, really good mobility, decent zoning, really good counter zoning. His air hat and his standing buzzsaw hat is a hard knockdown on trade. Or, like, if you trade with someone, like, let's say Liu Kang throws a fireball and you throw your hat, that hat's going to knock Liu Kang down and give you time to move in. His air hat does the same thing. He also has that mid hat that you can't duck that also puts you in a brief stun state. He's really good. Really good overhead. It's unsafe if you're fast, but you can use Sector and Goro and stuff to make it safe. I would put him higher, but I think Online Kale is just so good that he makes Kung Lao look a little better than he is. I don't think he's S tier in my opinion. If he was S tier, we would see him a lot more, and he'd be winning a lot more tournaments. Melina, really good. Really good damage. We see her in tournaments a lot. She always performs pretty well. That's credit to the players as well, but she's clearly a strong character. That's why we see her so much. Garrus, I think he's really good. I think he is hard to use. That's why we don't see him as much. But he has really good damage, really good buttons, really good special moves. Like the reverse time is basically like a second free combo breaker. Really good damage. He's just a really good character. He has pretty good zoning because that sand, the low sand trap, like knocks you up, knocks you down. And then he has the freeze time, so if you try to throw a projectile and he times it right, he can freeze you, teleport behind you, hit you for like 40%. He also has that sand, like, clone thing that gives crazy mix-ups. Sub-Zero, the most downplayed character in the game, by far. You guys proved it on my video when I went over the top 5 most downplayed characters. Bunch of Sub-Zero toxic mains showed up, crying their asses off in the comment section. A lot of them had to delete because they want to say slurs and a bunch of other childish shit just because I said Sub-Zero's downplayed. You guys were acting like I was saying he was top tier, S tier. He is really good. He has good damage. He has decent mix-ups. He has cameos that can make his overhead safe. Decent zoning. He has a mid projectile. He has, if you trade the freeze, the ice ball, it freezes them for a free combo, even if you get hit by the fireball. The ice clone is, yeah, you can armor through it, blah, 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 but that makes someone, spend meter and all that. And plus, he's just a good character. You guys downplay the shit out of him. Katana, I think, is good. One of the best zoners in the game. One of the few actual zoners in the game. I think it's like her, Sector and maybe Quan Chi. Sector's by far the best zoner, but anyway, Smoke. If you learn his cancels, he's really good. I actually think put Rain there. I'll put Rain here actually. Rain, really good damage, really good mix-ups, especially if you use the Whirlpool. His cancels make him dangerous, good range, really good anti-zoning, just a decent, solid character. Reptile, he's gotten a lot of buffs, but the buffs just aren't helping him that much. When he gets a buff, we see him, we're like, oh, maybe he's actually really good now. But then as the weeks go on, people find counters to those buffs, and you realize he's not as great as he was. Liu Kang, he's all mids. That's it. He's a forward 4 bot. I've said it a million times. I would much rather face a Liu Kang player than... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put Raiden ahead of Liu Kang, because Raiden, with Sector and Tremor, gets 50-50 mix-ups, almost. And Liu Kang has to rely on staggers and throws. He can lose his whole life bar going for a throw if someone's really good at micro-ducking. All you have to do is, I don't want to turn this into a session of why. I'm trying to explain why I think Liu Kang is down here. I don't think he's one of the worst because his mids are really good and he hits hard. He does have really good damage. He has decent projectiles, but he's not... Anyone who has him top tier is just out of their mind. I don't get where you guys are seeing that he's top tier. He's literally forward 4 and throw mix. That's it. You get good at micro ducking and option selecting. Let go of block when you see the throw coming and just block when you see the kicks coming. He's way harder to win with than a lot of the top tiers. We see him less and less in tournaments. We barely ever see him. When we do, he kind of struggles. So Baraka, this is where I muted my mic. I know someone beat Sonic Fox using Baraka. I want you guys to listen to me. If you want to argue, please bring up good points. Don't fucking sit there and, I don't, you're crazy. Give me a reason. This is my reasoning. He was using Tremor with Baraka. Nobody has really done that before. Not in mainstream. Sonic definitely has never seen that before, and he himself admitted he didn't know how to face that. He wasn't using excuses, he said. It was a combination of, I don't really know how to face that, I've never seen it before, and the kid that beat him, the Brazilian kid, who was like 16 or whatever, Matazu, I think, or something like that. That kid labbed that Cyrax matchup like crazy. He made everyone, besides the crybabies, including me, I was one of the people that was like, oh, Cyrax is broken, you're crazy. He made me open my eyes and say, if you lab a lot, you can find counters. He was challenging every bomb throw with a projectile of his own. He refused to be shimmied. He was not falling for that command grab at all. So most of Sonic's mix wasn't working. He was up blocking that overhead on reaction. That's how much he labbed that Cyrax matchup. So that Baraka victory was nothing in that win was Baraka specific. It was all he just knew how to counter Cyrax. Everything he did, he could have done just as good, if not better, with another character. Clearly, he uses Baraka. That's his main. That's the character he's most comfortable with. Insane reactions. Insane training for that matchup. He knew what he was doing. And cameo that you rarely ever see paired with that character. I mean, we're going to see it a lot more now, but I still think Baraka is not that good. He's all chip damage, and, his damage isn't great. Yeah, even if you spend meter, unless you have the right cameo, you get like 35% or something like that mid screen. You can get like 38% with the optimal in the corner, but unless you use like Striker, Cyrax, you're gonna struggle hitting above 40%. Getting to 40% above. His overhead is 29 frames. I think it's the slowest overhead in the game. So before I muted my mic, I was saying everyone in this game you can win with, especially on Combat League. You can do good with them. It's just when you start facing higher level competition, if you're competing in tournaments, that's when you're going to start noticing the weaknesses of these characters. I also know Tekken Master won the Middle Eastern tournament, and I really don't want to be disrespectful because pro players, they're better than me. They beat my ass. But for a fact, everyone says it, the Middle Eastern Mortal Kombat scene is the weakest by far. Most Middle Eastern players are playing Street Fighter, Tekken. So Tekken Master is, in my opinion, one of the best Mortal Kombat players, period. You add on top of that he's playing in arguably the weakest region, and he was playing Baraka Kano, which I've said a million times is one of his only good cameos. So yeah, I can see why he won. But I guarantee you, if he used Baraka Kano against any of the NA players, like if he comes a combo breaker or something, he's not going to do that well with it. I don't think he'll win. As good of a player as he is, I don't see him sticking with that pick. I think he knows. He himself has tweeted out, Baraka needs buffs. I believe also Baraka is one of the weakest characters in the game. Sorry, my phone's going off. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I had a phone call. Anyway. I mean, you can't say Baraka is top tier or whatever based off of two decent performances. The kid who beat Sonic Fox didn't even end up winning the whole tournament. Tekken Master is the only one that has won a pretty big tournament with Baraka. And like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. If anyone from that scene sees this or whatever, you're 100% better than me. But, I mean, it is the weakest region. I mean, Tekken Master and maybe one other player from that scene do people know? Like I said, most of them are playing Tekken or Street Fighter. But yeah, that's why Brock is down there. I still think he's one of the weakest characters in the game. Li Mei, she is a worse version of Liu Kang. She doesn't have as good as projectiles, doesn't have as good as mids, but she's all staggers and trying to open you up with no real way. She doesn't really have an overhead besides maybe an instant cartwheel, but that's unsafe. If someone reads it, she doesn't have any low combo starter. Or no, she does have a low combo starter, but still, you basically crouch block against her, and she's been a struggle character since the game came out. She hits like a truck. She hits very hard. But that's it. She doesn't have anything else going for her. She struggles to open people up, especially at higher levels. She's a worse version of Liu Kang. Tanya, I think she's probably the worst character in the game besides maybe Conan. Very low damage. Clearly, this proves it that she was carried by her safe armor. If it wasn't for her safe armor, before they nerfed it, everyone would have known that she's always been terrible. She went from top tier to bottom tier after one patch. I think she's the worst character in the game. I've never touched Tanya. I've played a lot of Tanyas when she was busted. I've seen some Tanyas in the tournament, but I've never even trained with her. So I'm not trying to downplay. I just think she's the worst character in the game now. Havoc, S tier. I think he might be the best character in the game. Not so. I think he might be the best just because of how easy of a top tier he is. He is top 5 for sure. Ton of health, ton of damage, really good mix up, easy to play. 4 things. He's pretty much a brain dead character at this point. Like, just super easy to use. Every Havoc that you see plays the exact same. Just mix into the Mavado. A ton of damage. He gets 45% easily. He has a lot of health. He has decent zoning. He has good ways to get around zoning with that roll. One of the best armors in the game. He actually has 2 armor moves. One that takes like 5 hits to break or something like that. And the more you hit him, the more damage he does if he hits you. Havoc is definitely top tier. Ashra, I think she's kind of slept on. Her armor is insane. It's probably better than Havoc's. Her armor is definitely the best in the game. She has okay mix, really good damage, pretty good range. I'm actually going to put her right there. I'd much rather face a Liu Kang than an Ashra. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Everybody knows how to counter Liu Kang, but I don't think she's very good, but she's decent. Sindel, I think she's still S tier. We've still seen her picked up sometimes. She still does decently. Actually, you know what? I'll put her down. I'll put her down here. I still don't know how much that nerf affected her. I think people are overreacting. You have to be extremely godlike to punish that hair thing. The only thing they punished on her was her hair string. They turned it into a high instead of a mid. It's now a high mid. I still think she's really good. Has really good mix-up potential with Kung Lao and stuff still. Almost everyone that mained her dropped her immediately after that nerf, so we don't know exactly how bad that nerf actually is. We've still seen her a lot in like Champions of the Realms and stuff, and she still does really well. I still think she's a really good character. Shao Kahn. I'm always going to call him Shao Kahn. I'm never going to call him General Shao. Anyway, Shao Kahn, he's S tier. I think he's better than Scorpion. Really good mix-ups. A lot of plus frames. Really high damage. And he's a tank. He has a ton of health. Dude hits like a truck. Really, really good range in his axe stance. Ton of plus frames in his axeless stance. And 50-50 mix-ups that lead to big damage. He is one of the best characters in the game, in my opinion. Shang Tsung, I think he's still struggling. I know Wraith used Goro. And he has a very busted, unblockable setup that basically resets the combo damage. You can't really block it into... It takes like 70 to 80% of your life or something like that. That kind of makes him broken, but even with that, we still rarely ever see Shang Tsung. And when we do see Shang Tsung, he's cool to see, but unless it's Wraith, he doesn't really... Shang Tsung players don't really win or have a lot of... what do you call it? High placements. Natara, I think she is also very downplayed. I might put her here. I still think she's very good, especially with Farah. 50-50 mix-ups, flying around the screen, extremely annoying to fight, extremely annoying to hit. But if she touches you, it's like 50% damage easily or more. She hits like a truck. She's annoying to play against, but if you do know how to play against her, you would know she is not broken, just annoying. Reiko. A lot of people were putting him S tier. At this point, I don't know, because everyone that was playing him saying that he was S tier dropped him recently and started playing other characters. So now I'm confused. Is he that good? Is he not? So I'm going to try to make up my own mind. I think he is A tier. I think he's one of the best characters in the game. Really fast overhead that knocks you down. A low sweep that's very fast. He doesn't really have overhead low mix-ups, but he has a command grab low cancel mix-up. Really good damage with Tremor and Striker. I think he still gets pretty good damage with Darius, but Darius is not the greatest cameo right now. So they nerfed his stars, which I feel like killed him. He sucked after that. But now that he has those cancels, he's really good. He hits like a truck, really good buttons, really long range buttons. Probably, besides Liu Kang, he has the best anti-airs in the game. He has standing 1. He has back, standing 3, standing 4, I think. All lead to massive damage. I think he's really good. I think people panicked when they seen the cancels and they put him S tier prematurely because now that, he's had this change for a while. Sorry. Dust got in my throat. Anyway. Clearly, he's not as busted as we thought because everyone that was using him dropped him for better characters. So, yeah, clearly he's not that great. But, I mean, he's not top tier, but he's clearly very good. Omni-Man, I'm going to put him there. He is a little annoying to fight, but he has a lot of counters if you know how to face him. People keep trying to make him work in tournaments, but it's not really working out. Even his combos, like you have to hit this insanely hard optimal combo to hit like 41% or something like that. I heard it's really hard to do and takes a lot of practice. So his damage isn't amazing. He's a pretty good anti-zoner. Like if someone's trying to zone you out, he has that stance that avoids all fireballs. But he's a little bit of a struggle character. He's not the best at high level. Quan Chi, I don't think he's that... So let's say this. His armor portal is busted. That's what's carrying him right now. If he didn't have the armor portal, I would think he was probably the worst character in the game. If they buff Quan Chi, I think he's going to be S tier, honestly. Like, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, how can you say that if he's in B tier? The only thing that's making him B tier is his armor portal. If they buff him at all, like give him a really good wake up or, I don't know, a plus on frame fucking low or some plus on block low or something. If they buff him significantly, he's going to be S tier 100%. He's going to be the best zoner in the game because he's going to have that armor portal and he's just going to zone people out. He's going to have the armor portal and the purple portal up and just wreak havoc. Peacemaker, I think he's still pretty good. He has really long range, good mid that leads into a lot of damage. Decent zoning, decent anti-zoning. Pretty good damage. I don't think he was busted when he first came out, but he was nerfed pretty heavily. He's a kind of a struggle character. We rarely ever see him anymore, but he's still decent. Ermac, I think he's S tier. His cancels and mix-ups and his shimmies. He's the shimmy king because his throw looks exactly like his cancels and some of his buttons. His throw is so hard to react to. His throw animation looks like so many other things. It's crazy. His cancel mixes with his overheads and stuff like that is pretty crazy. He has very long reaching button that leads to massive damage. His air cancels. I don't think he's top 5, but he's very good. Homelander, still one of the best characters in the game. Actually, I will put him above Shao Kahn. Still does big damage. Has a command grab that leads into a full combo with Farah. Farah gives him mix, even more mix on top of what he already has. His overheads are still annoying. His lasers are pretty good. He's just still one of the best characters in the game. He was absolutely broken, but now he's still top 5 after his nerfs. Takeda. It's coming out that Takeda is pretty good. I don't think he's top 5 because you have to play amazingly to make him look good, but long reach. His low kunai are annoying. He has really good setups with jacks. With his kunai bomb setups. Yeah, I think he's really good. Like I said, long range, good, decent anti-air, decent mix-ups. A lot of people had him low tier, but then I forgot who it was. That kid in South America was using him, or Mexico. The kid in Mexico, I think. I can't remember his name. He started using him, and it opened everybody's eyes to him. And then a bunch of people started picking him up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's pretty good." Cyrax. So I think I might have been a little wrong about Cyrax. Sonic Fox, probably the best Cyrax by far, got countered. People figured out, if you don't get command grabbed, there's not much he can do. Or if you use Mavado, it kind of cancels his bomb setups because Mavado's little lightning mine or whatever you want to call it kind of cancels some of his bomb stuff. We seen Nicholas. I still think she's top tier. I just don't think she's number 1 or 2. I think she's right there. Still one touch of death, basically. If she starts mixing you up, it's kind of GG's. Yeah, he got countered twice. People figured out a way how to kind of counter it a little bit. So maybe she's not as good as we thought. Sector, in my last video, I said maybe she's being upplayed a little bit. I still think that's true, but also, well, no. I don't think she is busted. She's definitely the best zoner in the game. That kid who won in Brazil, though, played out of his mind. He was hit confirming a 1-button string into a full combo. 1 button, and he was hit confirming it. It was crazy. He played perfectly, but on top of that, that proved Sector definitely is, because before that, everyone was like, oh, she's broken. And I was like, where are you guys seeing this? Every time we see her, she doesn't do that well. Or people playing her don't do that well. But then we finally seen this kid who was like, oh, no, she's actually really good, especially when you put her in the hands of a kid that just plays out of his mind. So I think she's definitely S tier. Noob Saibot, I think, is S tier. Good mix-ups, really good buttons, good damage. He has a really cool setup if you use that chaos hand or whatever. He has really good. So I don't want to say a vortex, but like Scorpion and Cyrax are kind of vortex characters because like Scorpion, if you use Farah, you could get him in the spear, call Farah, overhead, do a small combo into a spear, call Farah, either go for a low or overhead again into another combo, rinse and repeat. That's a vortex. You're trying to guess for your life while they're just restanding you into a combo mix over and over. Cyrax does the same thing with her foam. Noob kind of has that if you enhance his Ghost Ball, because then his Shadow Clone holds the Ghost Ball for him. You can delay it, or you can call it out early and mix people up with overheads and lows and stuff like that. Kind of a vortex, but you have to spend bar for it, so not really. That's why I said I don't really want to call it a vortex, but he's very good. Very good buttons, very good mix, very good damage. Ghostface, I wanted to put him in S tier, but I'll put him in A tier. Decent mix, especially with Mavado. Actually, very good mix with Mavado. He's kind of cameo dependent a little bit. Like you either have to use. Actually, no. Okay, Tremor. People are also coming up with some good stuff with Tremor, but we have yet to see a Ghostface dominate. Like, he does have some trickier stuff to learn as well. Knife cancels and all that. But he's very good. He has a command grab. He has the run cancels. He has some a good mid, an overhead, a low that can combo with Mavado. Really good damage with Scorpion cameo. Tremor cameo seems to be the best one right now if you can learn it. He has a lot of mix-ups and busted stuff with that. I just don't think... I'll put him above Sindel. I think he's right on the cusp of being S tier, but not quite. But he is definitely one of the best characters in the game. Conan, I think he's one of the worst. I think he's above Tanya because of damage. His damage is insane, but that's it. He doesn't have any mix. He has good range, but like you can kind of zone him out. You can zone him out pretty good. You have to spend meter with that sword spin that shoots the projectile right at you, otherwise it just goes up. Yeah, I think he's one of the worst characters in the game. He needs a buff. T1000. I kind of want to say he's the best character in the game, but at the same time, in that Brazilian tournament, everybody who used T1000 got wrecked. So is he actually broken, or are people just not labbing? Like they would rather cry for nerfs than actually learn the matchup. I think he's really good. Really good range, really good damage, pretty easy to play. He's kind of dependent on Mavado right now. I think if they nerfed Mavado, then T1000 would go down with just that alone. Mavado is kind of needed to make a lot of the combo conversions that he does. People will say, "Oh, you can combo command grab with Striker." Yeah, but Striker's cooldowns are ridiculous. Too long to be tournament viable, in my opinion. I think he's heavily reliant on Mavado. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if people start to figure it out. Maybe he won't be as good as everyone thinks. I want NetherRealm to test out a Mavado nerf and see what happens, because I feel like a Mavado nerf makes T1000 and Havoc drop down considerably. Because a lot of Havoc's mix and T1000's mix is you need Mavado. Because you hit that low, T1000's command grab, you need Mavado. Havoc, his low drop kick, you need Mavado. His command grab string or low, it ends in either command grab or low. He needs Mavado to combo off of the grab. Without the Mavado mine, that command grab is getting way more punished than usual. I really feel like a Mavado nerf brings those characters down quite a bit. Same with Homelander and Pharah. If you nerf Pharah, I feel like Homelander and Scorpion also go down a bit. I'm beginning to think, yes, they're broken. Havoc, you can kind of use Scorpion, but you don't get as much mix as Mavado. T1000, it really seems like it's only Mavado that's making him busted. We've seen some people try to do some stuff with Striker, but like I said, the cooldowns are ridiculous. But yeah, this is my tier list. You guys need to let me know if you agree or disagree. Sorry this thing was in the way. I just don't know how to remove it. I tried looking for a little hidden X and I can't find it anywhere. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, This is my tier list. Full tier list. Still believe Baraka needs some buffs. Li Mei needs buffs. She's needed buffs for a long time. Shang Tsung, they keep buffing him, but it just doesn't feel like the right amount of buffs. I'll say Shang Tsung is better than Li Mei, honestly. Conan needs buffs. Tanya needs buffs. I believe everyone in this row down needs buffs. Raiden is only really that good with Sector and or Tremor. Without those two cameos, he's kind of trash. I know the whole point is cameos, cameos make the character, whatever. But so many characters in this game are really good with multiple cameos, like Shao Kahn, Ermac, Sector, Cyrax, Johnny Cage, Kung Lao. You can use multiple different cameos. Sub-Zero's good with multiple different cameos. Liu Kang, even though he's B tier, he's really good with multiple different characters or cameos. So Raiden being reliant on two cameos kind of sucks. He has some stuff with Jax, but it's not. I don't think it's like super busted. I really feel like the only thing keeping Raiden from C tier is Sector and Tremor, because you can combo off the overhead. So that makes him have a low overhead combo starter and a low combo starter. Reptile, I don't know what they can do to him at this point. He has so many buffs, but none of them seem to be doing that great. Anyway, this is my tier list. It might change on Tuesday. I think Tuesday is a new balance patch. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I kind of want to see if they're going to gut T1000 and Havoc completely this time. And maybe even Cyrax. Because so many people are complaining about Cyrax now. Even though she's been kind of exposed. I want to see if they get gutted. Because if they nerf T1000 but then still have Mavado the way he is, that's because I really feel like I want to test it. I wish there was a way to test it, see how good T1000 would be without Mavado the way he is. Because I really feel like he's being carried by Mavado. He's only super broken because of Mavado. But we'll see. This is my tier list. Let me know what you guys think. Still on the road to 500 subscribers. Like I said, when we hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a community tournament for you guys. It'll be money out of my own pocket. You guys can play, earn some money. Anyone can join. It should be a lot of fun. The past two tournaments I held were a ton of fun. Also, I'll be making a video tomorrow going over... So I made a video a couple months back talking about why I love Gears of War and that I also wanted to do Gears of War content. But there just wasn't much Gears of War stuff coming out. I was trying to stream Gears 5 gameplay for you guys. There wasn't much. I kept running into the same 5 people over and over. Gears 5 is kind of dead right now. It was kind of getting boring. But they just announced Gears... Gears Reloaded. First time ever on PlayStation. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Steam. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. I loved Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Reloaded is like a remaster of that. Higher frame rates. Apparently better graphics. It's going to be a ton of fun. Can't wait. So I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to post a Gears of War video. So I'll be focusing on Mortal Kombat and Gears of War. I'm very excited for more Gears of War news. But anyway, my tier list. If you guys agree, disagree, let me know. Please give me a reason. Don't be childish and call names. If you call names, I'm telling you right now, I'm just going to remove your comment. I don't care. We can have discussion like adults. You're not hurting my feelings, I promise you that, but it's just stupid. You're just proving how stupid you are because you have no argument. You just want a name call. Stop being a miserable loser and give an actual reason. We can have a discussion. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. And like I said, please give a like and subscribe. Trying to hit 500 subscribers. If we hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to hold some tournaments for you guys. But anyway, I will see you guys next time.